Alright. It's actually my birthday today to start out, so if there's one thing you could do if you really wanted to wish me happy birthday, that'd be great. I mean, you don't have to, but I did actually just release a new song called You'll Never Stop Me by Rob Sassi. I'll have the information here and in the description or in the comments. But you should go listen to that song. I think you'll enjoy it, and yeah, if you do enjoy it, let me know if you've given it a listen. I do have more songs coming out in the next couple months. I'm working on a full album, and I'm going to be consistently putting out music moving forward. But yeah, like I said in my last video, I wanted to try to be more consistent about posting on the channel and getting back into the Go Battle League cycle. So Open Great League is back, and to get back into things, of course, I decided to run something a little spicy. I mean, the team initially did start off more serious. You know, I was using Shadow Quagsire, which is pretty good currently. And Pelipper I thought would be... I was thinking about using Mantine as a safe swap, but I thought Pelipper could also kind of serve that role as well. And in the end, I decided to go kind of spicy, and I ended up putting Shadow Venomoth on the team. So this team, I don't think I used PV Poke. I just kind of looked at my options I had build, and I just kind of built this team. So as you'll see, already kind of an interesting start to the battle. Get the Mandibuzz, and mainly because they have Poliwrath here in the back, and I am running Psychic Venomoth. Like that, some of these battles I got so lucky that I was running Psychic versus something like Bug Buzz. But yeah, honestly, Psychic was the call. So Shiftry lead, not really a great lead for me. I decided to safe swap into Pelipper. They do end up switching out, bringing Galvantula, which isn't good, but fortunately for me, this isn't like the worst case scenario. If this has Energy Ball, I was gonna say it's probably just game over, but fortunately it doesn't seem that's the case. So I can take one lunge, I'm gonna shield the second one and farm it. And then from there, I think I do end up throwing the Stone Edge into Shiftry, thinking I don't have a good way to do damage on this regardless, because I am Confusion Venomoth. But fortunately, I do actually catch that Leaf Blade on Venomoth. And from here, it's pretty clear that this is going to be a foul play. I need to shield this or I'm going to get knocked out. And they end up having Politoed here in the back line. So I go for the Poison Fang, and I'm going for 2 Poison Fangs. This is really close. Fortunately for me, I guess I'm not really sure if maybe they were just like double nukes or something, but they went for Blizzard. I think sometimes people forget that Venomoth isn't poison bug type, it's not flying at all. Because there were some matches where people were using like Thunder Punch and such into it, and you know, Venomoth can actually tank those moves. Anyways, next battle, Mudboy versus Shadow Mudboy versus Shadow Mudboy. So I throw the Mud Bomb, they throw Scald. Maybe it would have been better to shield the Scald here, but excuse me. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure. I guess it was pretty clear they had the energy for it, but yeah, I just didn't shield there, as you can tell. And I stay in to go for a Stone Edge, but I guess I decided just to let it go. And I saw opportunity to just bring Pelipper, because I'm not too afraid of Gligar against Pelipper. I mean, Aerial Ace is the only attack it's really going to be able to use, which still does a decent chunk, but not as threatening as these Weather Balls that I have that I'm throwing back at Gligar. Also, if you enjoy this video, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It does help my content out a lot here on the platform. And yeah, honestly, if you can guess how old I am. I mean, some of you who have been watching my channel probably already know how old I am. It's not a secret, but I'm just curious, anyone who's watching this, how old do you think I'm turning today? just wonder. Maybe I'll feel good about the answers, or maybe I'll just feel sad. But yeah, another scenario where having Psychic actually is the game changer, because I mean, I'm fairly confident a Bug Buzz would not have done enough damage just because it's resisted. So yeah, I got pretty lucky on that match too. So pretty crazy. Sometimes I wonder, what is it like to be facing a team like this where it feels pretty meta for the most part, but then there's like a Shadow Venomoth, and I don't feel like anyone ever runs this Pokemon. It's not like that good or anything. If anything, maybe there's more of like a theme going on here. I mean, I was just running Dustox in my last video. I'm running Venomoth in this. Maybe there's gonna be... Wait, did I make videos with all bug Pokemon so far this season? I can't remember, but I think at least three out of the 4 videos I've put out on this season all have bug Pokemon in them. So, yeah. Honestly, this match I got a little unlucky. I think like the timing was kind of bad. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I went for Hurricane at one point, and I could have just probably went for Weather Balls. It kind of set me back behind in this match a bit. And at this point, we will remove Annihilate, but I think, yeah, it doesn't really matter because Gligar can do enough damage. You know what? I don't think I had enough to get to the Poison Fang there. I think I was like right under getting a Poison Fang. I was thinking about this after the fact. I couldn't remember if I could get to the Poison Fang. If I could have used Poison Fang there, that could have been a win because I could have got that debuff and then hit with the Stone Edge. But yeah, good game. Next battle, Skarmory lead, which is pretty good. They do run Steel Wing for the most part nowadays. I mean, is that Steel Wing? I think it might be. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, honestly. It almost looks like it's like Air Slash. But I think it is Air Slash, because I feel like it might be Air Slash. I mean, I know that like, I took a Sky Attack there, but I should be resisting the Steel move, if anything. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not reading that right. Maybe that is the correct amount of damage that should be output in that fight. But because they had Medicham, I knew that I could use Pelipper or Venomoth to deal with Medicham here in the back line. And arguably, it's probably better to use my Venomoth since it is a bug poison type. So I decided to bring in Pelipper to scare out the Medicham. It does bring in Ozzymerl. I just woke up and I gotta work for a little bit today before I can enjoy the rest of my birthday. But yeah, this was a pretty good situation, I guess, ultimately, because I had the shield advantage, type advantage at this point in the fight. Getting that defense drop was pretty significant as well. I can take that Ice Punch and then I can just farm it down, and then from there I just Poison Fang into the Ozzymerl and it's game. I'm fairly confident that they actually just left the game, since there was that little bit of lag there, because there was no Pokemon left and it was like hesitating to bring it out. Usually that means the opponent force quit the game and they weren't happy about what happened there. So yeah, a 4-1 set to start out the video, and let me get into this next set. Great lead for me, Lantern into Quagsire. So I can kind of play this out to farm it a little. I mean, it seems that they're going to stay in. I'm assuming they just don't have a great switch in to me. That's why they're doing this. Thunderbolt isn't the better move to use here, I think. I think you just want to spam Surf. So I'm going to just throw the Mud Bombs, remove Lantern entirely. In comes Medicham. Similar scenario where both my backline can deal with Medicham, but I want to scare out the Medicham and potential line it up later with Venomoth. They do have Skarmory, so this is perfect for me because I really do need to use my Pelipper at this point in the fight to help deal with this Skarmory. I decided to just take the Sky Attack because I didn't need the shield, honestly. I mean, Skarmory is so low on health that even just bringing in something like Quagsire, going for a Mud Bomb, if they don't shield, it will remove. Even if they do shield, it's fine because I can just farm down with Confusion and then have energy from Medicham, make it faster fight. But as you can see, pretty much similar scenario. Shield I mean, I didn't really need to shield the first attack, technically, but there's really no reason to risk playing the end game any other way because I just need a double shield to win here. And that's a GG. So the next battle, I get a Deoxys lead, which I was thinking that they're probably not going to just want to throw Psycho Boost immediately, in the chance that if I do shield, their Psycho Boost and attack damage are going to be weaker immediately after that debuff. So I'm assuming that they're going to want to throw Rock Slide or Thunderbolt first just to bait me. And that is exactly what they do. And I think I could have technically lived the second Rock Slide here, but I didn't want to risk getting hit with a Psycho Boost. And I thought that extra bit of HP would have been significant. They do end up just letting Deoxys go. In comes Nidoqueen. I'm going to throw a Mud Bomb into Nidoqueen, and then I'm going to safe swap into Venomoth here, in fact. Because I didn't want to just bring in Pelipper and take a Poison Fang immediately. They do end up just throwing the Poison Fang into Venomoth instead of trying to go for like a Earth Power or something. So that does work out a little good for me because getting a Poison Fang off on Umbreon is actually pretty good because now Pelipper has an easier time removing it with Weather Balls and Wing Attack damage. And then from there, Pelipper should be enough to help finish off the Nidoqueen because it did switch out, I think, pretty much with no energy on it. So at this point, I'm going to shield the Dark Pulse. I want to build a little bit of extra energy, and I want to remove Umbreon now. And then this way I have 2 Weather Balls loaded, or at least at a point where I can outpace the Nidoqueen to its first attack. And then I can just throw double Weather Ball and finish off the battle. So GG. Alright, so third battle of this final set. Get a Venusaur lead, which is pretty bad. I'm going to safe swap into Pelipper. My backline actually can handle Venusaur, so that's very nice to see. In comes for Alligator. I'm going to shield the very first Hydro Cannon in hopes that that's the right call. They make an insane decision. I mean, honestly, I don't really bait that often, but I was assuming they would shield because why wouldn't you shield? Like if you hit with the Hurricane, that's going to put them in a pretty bad situation right out the gate. But yeah, they decide to just not shield. And yeah, at this point, I kind of have to just accept the fact that I have to commit 2 shields because I think winning Switch in this battle is going to be huge in how I can flip it. So in comes the Venusaur. I am actually chipping a decent amount of damage with Pelipper with Wing Attack. They throw the Frenzy, and now I can actually bring in Venomoth here. And this is going to be really good for me because not only does it do good against Venusaur, but they have a Poliwrath in the back, which means that I can go for the Poison Fang and just kind of bring in Quagsire here to tank moves and essentially sack itself. Like, I'm using my Quagsire here primarily just to waste the Poliwrath's energy. So yeah, I know I had 2 Mud Bombs there, but it doesn't actually matter. That was totally fine the way that played out because all I really needed was Venomoth at good health to finish up the battle. And that is a GG. So 4th battle, and get an Empoleon lead. That's actually really nice. In comes Wiggly, and I'm going to bring in Venomoth, which, you know, being a Shadow variant, it's still going to take some significant damage from the Charm. But regardless, this is still great for me because I can actually just take the Icy Wind and I'm still going to be able to flip switch. So it doesn't really matter. My Venomoth pretty much served its purpose in this little scenario. In comes the Empoleon, and yeah, a great scenario for Quag. And oh yeah, I do remember this battle now. They do end up having the Whimsicott in the back, which they just decided to quit, which I understand. Because I had Pelipper aligned with that, and that's going to be pretty difficult for them to overcome. Scrafty. So I instantly switched to Pelipper, but then I had this realization, because I haven't played Scrafty at all this season. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right, it does get Thunder Punch now. But fortunately, it feels like it's not able to outpace Pelipper here. I don't know if like maybe they're playing it wrong or what, but yeah, I was able to kind of like get to this weather ball. They shield, and I'm able to get to my next weather ball before they get an attack off. I don't know. I wasn't really counting here. I honestly, I've never played Thunder Punch on Scrafty, so I'm not too like used to seeing it visually. So yeah, I don't know if I just outpaced there, if they just were too slow in their hands. But yeah, this was actually kind of scary because I was thinking, wait a second, like I can't really just switch in. They're gonna get the Brave Bird before I get Stone Edge. It was kind of a pickle. You know, I'm gonna be taking a lot of damage. Fortunately for me, that Brave Bird put me in a situation where I could farm down with Venomoth, and they end up having Nidoqueen in the back, so I could actually just use Psychic. Psychic came in clutch on Venomoth during these sets. It was insane. But yeah, 5-0 there with that team. That was pretty spicy. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. If you want to watch more Go Battle League content from me, consider watching this video right here or this video right here.